Do you remember your first scene?
Yes, I do remember my first scene. And it actually was one of the first times that I was offered a strap.
Okay.
And I had like played in kind of the kink world before, but not in the sense of like a formal scene where I was like, I am stepping into the mistress role. You are stepping into the submissive role. I'm going to create a very specific container for you. And I'm going to wield this thing inside of you. And I'm going to give you this experience. And let's see where we can go from there. And it went very well.
Had you ever put a strap on before?
I hadn't. And
So
it was
thrusting and everything was so new for you in this space.
It was a very, I don't know if I would call it an out-of-body experience at first, but it was very new. It was something that I, at the time, was still somewhat uncomfortable with. I'm like, what is this thing? Like, what do I do with this thing? I had been lucky to experience caring partners in my life to where I was like, I had picked up mentally some skills of things that I enjoyed, and I just tried to replicate that. And like, obviously getting feedback from them on their body, and men are different from women in a lot of ways. But after that, it really, I think, was the emotional space that I had held that made the biggest impact. Because yes, I was good with the strap from pretty early on, but I made the person feel safe. I made them feel seen, and I allowed them to receive in a way that a lot of men don't get to receive. And after that, we had, it was a pretty like long amount of aftercare in a good way, because there was a lot to process. There was a lot to talk through. And I think a big part of the beauty of aftercare is that you're like, okay, how can we make this even better next time? How can we take that next step? So it was a new experience for me, but something that I was like, okay, I like this. You like this. We both like this. Let's continue to build on it. I feel like in BDSM, like in the actual scene, you're almost like operating on not an autopilot and not necessarily just your subconscious, but it's like once the scene ends, then a lot of the processing happens of like, okay, I felt that as a physical sensation in my body when you were doing it. And now I get to think about, well, how does it make me feel now? What am I reflecting on?
Right.
Yeah.
I think of it almost as like an integration after a psychedelic experience. When somebody's like, this has changed me. What do I do with this now? And where do I go with it from here?
Yeah.
So.
You go through the portal and you're like, and what next? Great.